Good evening, beautiful ladies, wonderful gents, boys and girls. How's your evening going? I had a long day today. I tried to schedule a couple of lives, and for some reason, I just, me, folks, I'll be forgetting about these lives. I'm not the one who really be on it like that, but I need to be on it a little bit more efficiently because it's a lot that I need to be talking about, especially when I think of it, and I have to get it out my mind at the time. But thank goodness my brain's not fried 100%, and I still have a little bit of my memory, and I can remember some of my thoughts. And so, hey, I told you I'm on my I am definitely on my Star Trek mode. Everybody knows I have a strong situation that I'm dealing with, a very important situation I'm dealing with. Everybody knows that that's the only reason why I'm here on this YouTube streets. But even with that whole situation, I'm glad that it brought me to the streets because it allows me to be able to be heard by a few people, and hopefully it can grow to the numbers that it should be, because I believe that my voice should be heard amongst several numbers of people, legions of people. You know what I mean? I talk about a lot of people because we need to really have this type of compensation. I'm dealing with that Umar situation. I'm trying to still get my money. We know that situation. We know I'm battling that situation. We know that situation is really a bad curveball in life, but we are not allowing that to stop us from being on point of what's really going on in the world. We won't be distracted with distractions. So I don't want you folks to be distracted, completely distracted with your distractions of trying to do your everyday life and try and pay your bills and eat and find a way to eat. Because right now, with all this beautiful freedom we have in this world, it's easy to eat. You can go out there, you can go to the government, you can get your little EBT card, and you can get some free food, or you can go in the corner, you can beg for some change, and you can get some food. But in this world right now, it's too easy for us to be able to eat. But what happens in the world of the matrix, the world when everything is inside out and there's nothing but chaos, and then it's hard for people to really be able to eat. Those people who've been eating all their lives, eating good, and had extra food that they were just throwing out. They had cereal that was just going bad. Always just milk just going bad because they don't even need it. They just buy it, but they don't need it. But what happens when lights out, game is over, and there's a new ball game? Are we ready for that? Are we mentally prepared for that? Well, folks, I've been talking about this asteroid, and I'm not getting off it. I'm not letting off this asteroid. They said this asteroid is going to be around for all the way to September, October, and I'm going to be on top of it. Now, when I was starting investigating to see who else is out there talking about the mystery asteroid and the whole DART program, and was it the double asteroid redirect, whatever that shit is, you know what I'm saying? Technology. You know what I'm saying? When we looking at that whole technology of DART, it's important for us not to allow it to slip our minds, not even 1 second. You don't want to be caught off guard. It's important for us, like I tell you, for us to really start focus on growing our food. We have so many lots all over here. I'm not from out here. I'm from a different city. And even out there in New York City, I was telling the folks we need to start just confiscating all the abandoned houses and all the abandoned lots and just start putting farmland over there. Who cares who owns this shit? You ain't taking care of it. Let's take it over and start growing our vegetation on some real cowboy shit. But we don't really understand that it's important for us to do these things because no matter what, someone else is doing it. And so, because we're not sitting back and growing our own food, we're gonna really be really up shit creek when everything hits the fan, when we don't know where we're gonna get our next meal. When we're not understanding the importance of knowing farming and knowing the importance of growing your own vegetation, and you have a nation of a group of a whole generation of people. You have two, three generations of people who don't even know about farming and don't understand the importance of growing, of planting seeds and harvesting. You already lost. And that's what has been taking place in like the last 30 years. The fast food industry has been your main way of eating, and you don't know what you're eating even when you're eating the fast food. And now they got it so comfortable where you just sit at home and everybody could deliver to you. Who cares who's delivering your food, right? As long as you get your food. Dude come up on the bike, who cares that he's some dope head who just got a phone, who got the app. We don't even care no more. Like, I mean, I'm so particular about my food. I'm nervous about the way to bring me my food, let alone who's picking my food up. I don't know, and there's nobody I can call and let them know that, yo, this person right here. About no, no, folks. We got so comfortable in this world of just being in a world of the clueless that we don't even respect what we put in our bodies no more. As long as we get a taste and have some taste buds. Well, because the powers that be understand that, they know that it's curtain calls and they can do any and everything they want to do. So as we go back to this asteroid that's spinning around this orbit, and what is the end result of this world that we live in, if some devastation was to happen here, and if they was to migrate to a whole new land, what is to happen of this world? Well, let's, before we go into what will happen on this world, let's go and think about the world that they already have been initiating occup, operation occupancy. That's the operation right now that's been going on in the last 10 years, easy, maybe 20 years. Operation occupancy of new lands, new laws, new rules. What's going to be the marriage laws out there? Is it going to be the same as this land, or are they going to have a different constitution for for the Mars, for the new world? What's going to be the age for getting married? What's going to be the legal age for sex? Well, you got to remember that most of these folks, these rich folks, they believe in certain things. They have different rituals. They believe in pedophilia. That whole Hillary Clinton Foundation was all based upon that. We know that. And if we don't know that, you better find out. That's their main goal. And so when you think about the last 10, 20 years of them being, like I say, it's not like this is something that they went up there to check on their property. They went up there to see their investment. They've been seeing their investment on all the blueprints and all the visuals that they've been getting through technology. But now they finally went up there to go see what their 10-year investment has looked like. People been out there colonizing that planet. There's no way in life that if an asteroid was to come and hit this planet in the next 5 years or 2 years or 10 years, that they're going to be able to get to and fro from this planet to the next planet and fix it up and rebuild and do everything on it. They've been there. Just like the FDMG school, they've been laying out the pipes. They've been putting out the electricity. They just not putting it on YouTube for you to see it. They've been laying out the framework. They've been putting together the sheetrock. They've been getting the HVAC system in their buildings. Understand what I'm saying, folks? Whatever they doing, nothing they doing is brand new. They are not going to be doing anything fresh out of the sky. Everything they doing is right now, right now. It's happening. And once we can gather that and we can understand where we at with that, then we won't lose. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole key right now, not to lose when it comes to being on top of the situation. So I was researching, and Elon Musk said that, you know what I'm saying, they have air space shuttles. They have shuttles that can host several, like I think it's 10,000 tons, about 100 people that they can carry back and forth. They have these spacecrafts that they built that is actually reusable. It's not like a one mission trip. It's like a trip there and back. It's like they got their Uber. They got their space Uber. They got their space Uber ready to transport 100 people at a time. Now, I don't know how many trips they plan on doing, but that's still not enough people that they're going to be able to get up on that planet because they don't want everybody. Because part of that treaty was not to bring everybody to the next party. Part of that treaty was to deliver food and resources to the alien nation that's going to occupy this planet. We don't know what the treaty in the pact was, and I'm telling you what the treaty in the pact is, because as we see it unfold, it is what it is. They've been promised. They've been promised things. They've been promised land. They've been promised food, resources, minerals, humans. That's the cattle for the technology that they've given us to get up out of here. The technology that they're giving us to blow things up and to destroy. Because like I said, we was visited by a couple of different species. One species came and said, yo, get rid of all your nuclear weapons, get rid of all your weapons of mass destruction, get rid of everything that kills. We said, hell no, you crazy? And then the demons came and said, yo, look, we give you whatever you want. This is what we want. And we said, hell yeah, we take that shit. And this is where we at right now because it came with some real true tides to it. It came with some real repercussions. You want this technology, well, just know that in a certain time frame, this what it comes with it. I don't know if you ever seen the movie called The Box. The box came and you press the button and you can get $1 million, but someone has to die, and you know that someone has to die before you get your $1 million, and so you press it anyway because you be like, fuck it, I don't know the person. Well, that's what's happening, folks. It's time for us to wake up. So now we talk about we have a country, we have a planet where pedophilia is legal. We have a planet where they've been stealing babies. Okay, they've been stealing babies. They've been stealing babies. They've been understand what I'm saying? They've been stealing babies. They've been stealing girls, little young girls. They've been doing this. This is a major operation. The sex slave trade has been going on forever. And so now why have a sex slave trade where, you know, saying that, you know, look, folks, the gig is up down here. So for us to have a better slave trade on a different planet, where for every one man you can have 100 girls, and you can just impregnate them all you want to populate your area, your lands. You talk about being kings. This is what they talk about. They talk about putting people into another planet and making these people become kings of this land out there. Different rules, regulations. All these children, incest, all over the place. Because we talk about putting together a demonic world. demonic world that look like a paradise, but it's all based on demonic. I don't think that nothing's going to be real straight up there. I don't think nothing's going to be normal up there. I think the majority of the people that's going to colonize it will be part of the leather community. They be part of that whole queer community, folks. Like straight, I don't even think straight will really be something that is wanted out there on the next planet. Anything that's normal will be perish here on this planet, be part of the whole prison system, the food chain. All straight men would be part of this food chain. I already telling you that straight men is actually about to become part of like a sperm bank. The same way you got blood bank, straight man is only going to be needed for a sperm bank. And if you're not worth nothing, then you're not worth nothing. They're going to get rid of you. Where we at with this situation right now, like I say, folks, we're waiting for this country to really go. Well, not we, but they're waiting for this country to really self-destruct. And they know that if they can't put it out there right now that, you know, saying any type of thing is heading our way for real, because they don't want mass hysteria. They can't have chaos and mass hysteria. They can't have pandemonium. Not yet. They still trying to build. They still trying to make things happen on somewhere else. So they can't just do what it is that they want to do. See, it's funny how people really be talking and people think it's conspiracy, but right now, it's funny because I believe what I'm saying is facts. Because it don't take a rocket scientist to be able to put one together and put one together and come up with two. It don't take a rocket scientist. A baby could say two, and that's what we got to do. We just got to put these simple facts together. Now, when I sit back and I try and find out people who's talking about the same talk and having the same conversation, it amazes me because you know, one of the biggest conspiracy persons out there, I don't know why they call him conspiracy. He be having real facts. He deals with higher up people who give him not different type of knowledge. And when I investigated Alex Jones and seen, you know, what he's been talking about this, you know, the space itself, he had put together a video maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, saying that they are organizing out in space a slave sex trade. Now, he said this 4 years ago, and here we are talking about space now. This man is going crazy right now. He's like, I'm trying to tell the people to wake the fuck up. But we want to talk about conspiracy. For you to say we only going to be able to take 1 million people from Earth, that's not even like 1% of the planet. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 1%. You know what I'm saying? So they're just going to take the 1%. And from there, from all the babies and children that they already stole, they're going to colonize and populate the planet. Or for straight lust and incest. And saying that they bringing forth a pure race. And everything else is straight cattle, is fish food, reptile food, slaves. If you're not, it's like the whole thing with the movie V. It's going to be for real. If you're not part of keeping their planet together, you just become food. But we on the planet, all those people who 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 get past the whole fact of being food, and shit, the ones who might not be food is the ones who might be infected. So they probably eat what's good, you know, what's not infected with anything, what has no disease and things like that. So you might get eaten, and everything else might just be straight up for slave labor until you die. So all those good, healthy humans, you might as well just start eating bad. Start eating bad now. And then maybe you can survive and you can be part of this the slave labor as opposed to getting eaten. You're not like in those zombie movies, like in the movie Z Nation. The persons who had was disease affected for some reason, the zombies knew not to eat them. So these reptiles are going to be able to scan you and know that you are disease infested, and all you be is worth is slave labor, making sure that their plantations is moving smoothly, making sure that their water supply, because they ran out of water, making sure that their water supply is being handled, and making sure that their food supply is being, and their energy supply, because the human body is probably going to be nothing but energy to these people. Food and energy and slave labor. And I ain't mean the same people, but I'm talking about to these aliens, these species. That's what this planet is heading towards. While they bouncing, they leaving to set up their pedophile. They're the pedophile world, their new world of pedophilia. This world will be left for the ruins, for alien world, and everybody's either food or you straight labor. It's like the movie Django when he said, "Yo, nah, we're not going to just kill you. We're going to send you to the such and such family, and all you're going to do is break up rocks every single day, every second, until you die." And that's what we're headed towards, that type of labor, that type of slavery. Because it's a food chain, folks. It's all about a food chain. And they don't want us to do anything nuclear because they don't want us to become radioactive waste. That's good meat, good prime meat going waste if we have some type of nuclear wars. If you knew you had a farm of fresh meat, why would you want them to contaminate their systems with war and nuclear radiation? Conversation for your soul. When I was doing my research, you know, at first I seen it said 40 million people have made complaints and made cases about seeing some type of extraterrestrial, but actually I dug a little deeper. It said over hundreds of millions of people, like worldwide. And they talk about Air Force people, people in the military, just people. Now, some situations be the military because the military has been making stuff. They've been emulating this type of technology. They've been playing with this technology. So, like I said, it was a trade. You know, it was a pact. Or it was a pact that they made. So they got the technology. They have some technology. They have a lot of alien basic technology that they've been playing with. So people might see things, and it's just probably just the military itself playing with its toys, its alien toys. But there's been a lot of other cases where it's been the real deal. I believe what I saw was the real deal. Or just remember darts in the air, $330 million floating in the skies. We sitting back and thinking everything's cool. It's now time for us to start focus on what we're going to do because everybody's not going to be able to leave. What makes you think that they really going to send and take you somewhere? Give me 3 reasons why they will take a mother of 3, definitely not a virgin. You know, she's a mother of 3 in her 30s, in her late 30s, almost 40s, who for the last 10 years has not been working. Why are they putting you on any type of spacecraft to take you to another planet? Why are they doing that? You got to ask right now, why would they take any one of us who's not like $100 million in? Why would they just want to take the average person? Well, become for labor, for slave labor. And because they're going to be on the planet with, you know, technology, you got to remember technology. They talk about robots. You talk about not having traffic because they talk about flying out. You know, they're going to be flying. This world's going to be real fun, to be honest, because they're going to be using all the technology and it's going to be least people. It's not going to be that well populated. So there's going to be plenty of spaces to enjoy life and just be very fruitful in the lustful manner, serving all the wrong things. But they're going to have fun. While we sit here on this planet, perishing, hating each other, hating the souls that we walk on, hating our feet, hating our bodies, hating the creator that created us because we are in this hell and we knew it was coming. Well, folks, anyone who's within the sector, if they start talking about this, just so y'all remember, y'all heard it here first, and you'll hear it here last. It really hurts for me to be sitting back thinking like, damn, this shit is really coming out of my mouth. I'm talking this real, but I always talk this talk. You know what I'm saying? For example, I remember when I was reading that book called the Bible. I was reading it like really for the one of the first times. I wasn't young neither. I was like, you know, kind of like maybe 19, I think. I was trying to read it. I was really trying to read it. And I was reading the beginning. I was reading Genesis. And it just spooked it freaked me out because I'm like, I was reading it by myself. It wasn't like nobody was translating. It was like it wasn't even like somebody read some things to me before, and so I was like looking out for it. I just picked up and I was reading. And so when I got to the part about the flood, and I'm reading it, you know, so you know, you're reading it like it's a novel. You kind of you want to read it like it's a mystery book. You want to read it like it's an adventure book. So I'm sitting there reading it on that level, and you know, it said the water rose above the earth, and then it rose above the highest mountain, and the water rose above the earth itself. And then it said the ark rose above the water. And I'm like, what the fuck you mean the ark rose above the water? And so the only thing I could think was the ark was flying. And so when I read that years ago, and I said, yo, the ark was flying, that already stated that it was technology. And once we can understand that technology has always been because it is here. It's not like someone created technology. This technology is all part of the earth. Your space is technology, the water is technology, the earth is technology, the air is technology. And so with all this technology that we have and all this technology that was given to us, we're really trying to make our new future. And most of these folks that's really trying to make their new future know that this future is not really for them. So they try to make a world for them to survive in. And it's basically a demonic world. We cannot allow that. We have to be the resistance. I don't know about you, but who likes prison? Who been locked up before? Who ever been behind those bars? Whoever heard the sound of those doors, those keys, and those doors and those gates slamming? How many of you so comfortable with that? Well, if you are, then go stick your head in the ostrich hole filled with fucking horse manure, because that's what you are. You ain't shit if you're comfortable with something like that. Can you imagine a planet of straight I robot? And if we don't comply, we are straight up thrown into cattle because nothing be wasted. It's not like just kill the person. It's just like you're food. We're gonna work you until you die, and we're gonna eat you at the very end. No, actually, those people who's disease infested, they just die. I wonder if that's why they trying to give everybody corona to save you from being eaten. So you now we just be slave labor. They think that they doing you a favor by not allowing you to be eaten, but by making you just become slave labor. I know this shit sound crazy. To the average ear, this shit gotta sound like, oh, he crazy. He smoked crazy shit. What is he smoking? What is he on? But that's why I just want you to stay focused on there's $330 million in the sky waiting for an asteroid to come around so they can blast it and not blow it up, but just to bump it, because they say that we are heading for asteroid evasion real soon. Someone predicted 2032 is a year that we could be hit. They said August 26, 2032 is one of the probable dates that the planet will be struck by an earthquake. And not earthquake, but struck by an asteroid. And then they even said the asteroid for 2032 is damn near a quarter mile long. So it's like they even got their eye on this shit. Like, oh, we know we're just going to hit. But to me, it just sounds like planets coming and touching down. But we ain't gonna call it for what it is. I actually really want a natural. I would like for something disastrous to happen, like right now, as we go into the year 2022, so that we can be have that mindset of, yo, every day that we wake up, we know that we must build. And it's sad to hear that, but or for me to say that, but that's the desperation level I'm at right now of wanting us to wake up. Well, it's not. It was like, what is it going to take for the people to come together? What's it going to take for the people to really start organizing? Well, people will be like, well, we all come together. We are organizing. You just not part of the organizing team. That can be said. Oh shit! You know what? I just thought about something when I said not part of the organizing team. I just remember that Jamal Johnson was doing. He was part of a rally they were doing at City Hall today in regards to gun violence. You know, so many people got gunned down this year. Over 600, or damn near 600 murders that took place. And so they was at City Hall today. I forgot. Because I'm just thinking about, organizer team. People's out there doing things. Like I said, people who's out there fighting in many ways, but it's not at the level we need because people like me who's not getting out there enough and being involved enough. I forgot about that meeting I supposed to been at. But we need more soldiers. We need more troops. We need more people to come with brain power, and we need to start really building resources. All these construction companies out here, we need these cranes. We need to start digging. We need to start making bunkers. We need to start, like they say, some mini houses. We need to start making some underground houses. I don't know what to say because I don't know what y'all want to hear. You see, because I can't tell you what you want to hear. What y'all want to hear, y'all think that everything's good, just going to get better. You think that the same government that's all behind the destruction is going to actually save you. It's going to bail you out. I don't know what to say to people who think like that. You know what you say to people who think like that? Go kill yourself. That's what you say to people who think like that. Jump off a building with no bungee cord. You're already dead. That's what you say to people like that. I don't know why people's like, I'm not believing nothing because until I see some facts, why they not talk about news, if it's really a big deal that they shot this rocket up in the sky, why they not talk about it? Because if they talk about it and make you really think and have you really understand the situation, you know that we about to go into a war. Today alone, I think I told about like 10 people about the rocket. And this one young lady, I spoke to her, and once I said it to her, she said, "What the hell? They trying to start a war?" That was the first thing she said. She said, "Are they trying to start war with aliens? What are you talking about?" And once you can see it for what it is, then you know a person's awoke. Like I said, there's a planet. I think it's called Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, and it orbits around the sun. Or not around the sun, but a red planet, a red star. This is the second group of individuals that came. This is the same race of species that came and they actually gave us technology and we gave them resources. We gave them cattle, we gave them people. They said that they are from a planet that's hurting, that's deteriorating, that's limited on resources. And this planet goes around a star that's red. I don't know what you think, but we're out there to zap these people, the species out the sky because we broke the pact, the agreement has been broken. So yeah, we gonna pick a fight. And because these people, like I said, been colonizing this damn earth, this whole world, this new planet, because they've been colonizing it, they're gonna go pick a fight. And they're gonna to be leave us for dead with the whole. They about to throw us underneath a bus. I ain't gonna stay too long on this topic. I ain't gonna talk too long. I'm not gonna do an hour long. I'm not gonna do an hour for you long. Like I said, because this is a topic I'm gonna stay on a daily basis, a weekly basis. So I don't want to be too long winded or early in the stages about this. But what do y'all think about this planet truly becoming a prison planet where the people are straight cattle, your food, and if you're not going to be food because you're disease infested, you might have bad lungs, you might have cancer, AIDS. See now, okay, I want everybody in the world to know that if you have lung problems, lung issues, liver issues, kidney issues, bronchitis, AIDS, whatever type of element that you have, you won't be eaten by these species. They won't eat you. But you will be straight up here for labor, slave labor. Or just become waste. Recycle waste management. Experiment. Serious board game we in for. How many innings y'all? How many innings can y'all really play? How many quarters can you give? How many rounds can you fight? That's what I need us to understand. We done spent so much time of hating one another that we are not going to know how to really truly come together. But the funny thing is, I don't believe that. Okay, I don't believe that. I think that we're such a annoying species, and I use the word annoying because it's nothing that we can't do. And so, for some reason, anytime disaster strikes, we know how to really just elevate to the next level. So it's going to take this disaster to strike for that spark to happen. It just sucks that we have to move that way. So no one worry, no one panic, but everyone definitely worry and everyone definitely panic because if we're not doing the things that we need to do, that's all we're going to be doing. So you might as well start practicing now. You might as well practice where you're worrying and practicing how to panic. Someone might get the best panic award. But if you don't want to have to worry, it's not about saying, God will control this, because God is actually speaking and let you hear the words so you can hear and you know that, yo, it's time for us to move. Yo, it's time for us to prepare. It's time for us to alter these plans. Because there's so many people in the world that have many different elements. This world's going to be, I'm trying to tell you folks, it's going to be the slave labor on this planet. Because remember, they say slavery is around the corner again. But slave to who? Slave the white man again? Come on now. Really? Slave to aliens? Now that's deep. Slave to the alien race is very much future. That's dope when you look at that shit as a movie. When you look at, everybody say, yo, slavery repeats itself. We're going to have slavery again. And then the next slavery that we have is a slave to a whole nother species. And you look at that real life movie, that movie is like, you just like, damn, you can't make this shit up. Can you imagine being slaves to a species of people that don't give a fuck about the human race at all? It's the difference between a human race that don't give a fuck about a black race, a white race that don't give a fuck about a black human race. That's one thing. When you have a different species that's in control 100% and don't care not a flying fuck about what it's controlling, that's horrible. That's horrific. And when you talk about at least several billion people to deal with that you have at your disposal and you can eliminate half of that shit and you still have enough people for cattle and labor. Don't y'all understand where we going with this shit? There's nothing else on the human planes for these people with the power to do. People, rich people are bored out their minds. And even though they're bored out their minds, it's like, yeah, whatever. How you gonna be bored out your mind when you can go anywhere in the world? Yeah, yeah, yeah. But when people are like, oh, I've been there. I've been there 2, 3 times. I've been there, done that. Now they want to venture off. They want to bungee jump off the Empire State Building. They want to jump into the fucking Niagara Falls. They want to jump out of a helicopter. They want to go to space. When we at that type of level, folks, we're moving towards Hunger Games. And when the rich people talk about we want to colonize a new planet, what is about to take over the lands here? Slavery, 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 folks. Why can't y'all understand? Slavery is around the corner. How many years everybody been like, yo, we're gonna go back into slavery. We're gonna go back. How many times you heard a different speech, a different human being say, we're gonna go back into slavery? Then everybody talking about Illuminati. Oh, everybody about to be a slave. Well, how about slave to an alien race? And when the shit comes out, and it's gonna be so scary because we're gonna be looking at these people like, yo, they look just like the humans. We're gonna really, like, they've been living amongst us all this time, just waiting, just waiting. Do you know what it feels like to be waiting for like 15 years for you to become, to get a throne, to get that position? But when you're a species, you've been waiting damn near 100 years for you to reap the benefits of having slave labor and food. That's scary because it's like once they get the green light, it's like, yo, they're going to annihilate a lot of people because a lot of people ain't going to be having it, and they're going to expect that shit. I don't think the majority of us is just going to conform. And so if you're not going to be a conformer, then why don't you just be an organizer? Let's start organizing now. If you're not going to be a conformer, let's be organizers and let's start organizing now. Real simple. And the way to organize right now is to constantly talk about this shit. Constantly tell people about the asteroid of 2021, 2022, the asteroid of 2032, the asteroid that's going to be in our lives and our time frame in our history. They said that we about to have about 7 different asteroids pass by Earth. They trying to really warm it up, let you know that it's possible that we can really get showers of comets and earthquakes and meteorites, and really blaming on that shit for the destruction. Well, I did my job for the night. I'm gonna dig up a little bit more, but my man Alex Jones said that 4 years ago they already been colonizing for sex labor, sex trade up there. I'm pretty sure a lot of these rich Indian folks, like from Dubai and from all those countries of Middle Eastern countries, is gonna have their hand on a lot of that land out there. They're gonna be down with a lot of that pedophilia. They're gonna be down with a lot of that sex shit. We need you to wake up, folks. I don't want to talk a hole in your head, folks. I think that bust a bubble big enough for you to really start saying something tomorrow. Talk to somebody. Go to work and ask them, do they know about the rocket that's going into the sky to hit the asteroid? Just start that conversation with 5 people. 5 people that you don't know. That's the challenge. Ask 5 people that you don't know, do they know anything or did they hear anything about that asteroid that in Project Dart? Thank you for your listening ear. Thank you for your support. Have a beautiful, blessed evening. Peace.